Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Genesis. Hi, welcome. Take it away, Fray. Wait, 1 second. 1 second.
Everybody doing?
Okay, there. Now you're audible.
Okay, we're audible. Thank God. I actually had to click on. I wanted to see the. I wanted to see the picture of Vod overlaid with the rest of them. And my God, is that funny?
I
have a
stick
new
out like a sore thumb.
Oh, you really do. That's so good. Anyways, hi everybody. Thank you all for being here today. Sorry we started late. The baby had kept me up pretty late last night, and were it not for the call of June, I would have been fucked. So I do appreciate that. Like I said, because we're starting a little late today, I don't suspect it'll be a particularly long session. In particular, I'm actually quite confident that this might actually just be more of an establishing session, but we'll see where that goes, because every time I have a plan, you all end up doing something dangerous. So we will make that a pretty solid entryway. To segue in from last session and to get VOD a little bit more caught up, which, by the way, everybody, welcome in VOD. We're very happy to have you.
Hi, Vaughn.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Vod.
Last session, after a mission complete and 50 XP gained for the people who may have forgotten, you all had arrived over at what Isaac's old compound once was, in the scrap yards. So, moving on in and trying to get as much supplies as you possibly can for the new abundance of people that you have ended up collecting over at Genevieve's laboratory and the surrounding ruined area. You all did your best to try and gather something. However, when you arrived, it had seemed that most of the Irisian government forces had been in the midst of, or mainly completing, what would be the reacquisition of assets, which they began to take from and then escape with. However, while you all were scouting out the area, as it turned out, there was a third party that you may not have expected, as some of the abandoned automaton forces sprung back to life with a battle cry and began attacking the Irisian soldiers who were in the midst of transporting the cargo. Now, that was pretty easy to get things going, but instead of letting this play out and seeing who would end up winning as the metal monstrosities tore into the Irisian guard, it was our dear Isaac and several others that decided, well, now or never, and jumped into the thick of combat to become the third party proper and began just beating up both sides. While Isaac had the intention of keeping it at least fighting with the automaton forces, Valen, who did not know any better, began to laser and blasted the automaton forces, basically leaving you all as a complete wild card, which they very happily tore into. Now, once the fighting had died down and some of the combat had finished, mind you that this entire time the remainder of the forces that did not come in drove around the back and made their way towards the front entrance, eventually commandeering a vehicle and assisting in wiping them out. Doku once again nearly blowing up in a in a motor vehicle accident. We inevitably were met with two important pieces of information. I would even say three before the mission was over. One, the entity that lives in the scrapyard is still there and attempted to kidnap our dear Valjean. Didn't work because he tried to kidnap the worst person to kidnap. However, still didn't work. The second one was that the Irisian guard called in reinforcements, specifically a single reinforcement. Looking a little bit more into it, the mechanized soldier which you all fought eventually defeated, though it was a pretty hard fight, and you all survived pretty handily, I will say. With a little bit of danger and a little bit of Doku almost getting blasted by a giant Valen laser, which at this point, not Valen, fucking Doku has become a walking hazard to himself, if nothing else. Was saved in the nick of time by Dimian yanking the child out of the air, to which the child successfully retrieved the core of this thing, along with an additional piece of information, as the bot was downed and the unit was relatively atomized because of Valen's laser beams. Two things got pulled. A crystal shard, one that was refined, at the very least, and, more concerningly, a transmitter device. Upon digging into it, it was our dear local robot, Liam, who plugged in, trying to find the source of this, and trying to find as much information if they could, only to be immediately locked out by a firewall and a taunting voice saying, "Get out." That was the end of that session, and that was when you all climbed into the vehicles and you got out of there. Sadly, you weren't able to recover much, but you were able to recover enough. Just a decent amount at the very least. It's not enough to necessarily get you on very far, but it's something. Still a pretty rough time, but you made it. We are going to cut to now the drive back. But I'm not going to cut to you all. In fact, I'm going to be cutting to our near dear friend, Ishin, who is wandering right now. Ishin, my friend, are you here?
Yes.
Very good. To initiate this, I think I'd like to ask a question. You are wandering away from your home. Why are you wandering away from your home? How did you end up in what would essentially be the ghetto? the undercity is where you would be at least somewhat located. A sprawling mass of homes, ramshackle at best, and not existent at worst.
Well,
How in your travels did you end up here? Yeah.
Well, essentially, my main goal would be finding someone worth to pick a fight with, and what would drive me to go this far would probably be the enticingness of the challenge here. I mean, it smells like danger, probably tastes like danger as well, so it might as well be dangerous.
A noble goal. Not really, but that's good. As you were wandering, it's... To paint the picture, you have found yourself on the southernmost part of the Undercity. While not in total decay, the blasted ruins become more and more common. It's surrounded by what you would expect to be street rats and people of unsavory means, or at least at first glance you would assume. More than likely, it's people trying to get by. This land was recently blasted just only 6 months ago, and people are trying to rebuild, but in a place like this, when you can really only find scrap to build your house out of, it's hard to do when scrap has also been burnt to ashes. But as you're wandering and making your way down as some semblance of a road that would have once been, there's a noise that you hear just out of the corner of your hearing. It's approaching. It's a low hum at first. This mechanical whirring that's cresting just over in the distance. And it approaches. And as it approaches, you begin to see that there's a glow emanating from the source of the sound. And it's getting closer. And it's getting closer. And then it's getting really close.
Could this be it? A challenger worthy of my attention?
I need a dex save. I need a dexterity save.
Oh,
so
no.
this is how you do dexterity saves in this system. Select your dexterity and then roll that. That is your saving throw.
All right.
Belshon.
Where the hell do I do that then?
You know what? That is one thing. Lynn, on the sheet, did we ever make it so that you could roll just a flat whatchamafuck it? That doesn't help. You can roll just a flat attribute.
Yeah, if you type strength, or if you delete, if you do backspace and then click strength or anything else, it will show up.
Nice. Okay, so you just have to click
Okay.
dexterity. You did so good on this sheet.
Then selecting dexterity on the dice roller and hitting backspace. I
Good,
rolled
Now, don't tell me your result yet, but hold on to it. Valjean.
Okay.
Is Valjean here?
He's not. He went for a lie down.
Oh. No, that's Isaac.
Right, no, sorry. No,
yeah,
Valjean's...
sorry, Valjean, yes. Busy with...
There we go.
I'm right here. You need something?
Is
Yes,
that
yes, I do.
Valjean in this room with us right now?
Is the Valjean... Well, he might not be in the room with you because you're outside, but he is in a moving vehicle right now. Valjean, the back seat is packed up with as much supplies as you all could gather. Mention it, and not counting the fact that everyone else is piled into seats. This vehicle wasn't necessarily the best for transport, but it's all you had at this point in time, and so you got what you could. As you're driving along and making your way back through the Undercity relatively in the dark, you see something just out of the corner of your vision, and you're really more focused on getting home. You are more focused on getting things going. I need a perception check out of you.
Did we make perception a skill, or is it just a flat roll?
Perception is a skill.
It certainly is.
Okay, yeah, it is. Alright, so how the rank works again? It's been...
You say it's okay. It's all good. Don't worry. I also know you sound tired. Perception works and everything works that you add the main attribute plus your ranks in the skill or whatever you're trying to roll. You add that together, and that's how many dice you roll.
Okay, so...
Anything
Is it just
six
me,
and
or
up
did he
is
cut
successful.
out there?
Did I cut out?
Yes, you did.
Damn it. TLDR, take your ranks in the skill, take the attribute associated, combine those two numbers, roll that many dice.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, hold on. 3 successes, 3 10s.
Out of how many? Out of curiosity. Wait, 3 10s?
Yeah, look at the roll of Familiar's Cage.
Okay. There we go. All right. Well, oh my goodness. Very good. Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, that's
Starting off pretty strong.
That's not That's not 3 successes, Heavy. That's
5.
8. No, that's 8 successes. First
Ah.
off. Oh, okay. Well, then good. As you are heading down the road, keeping your eyes peeled, maybe it's because you're paranoid, maybe it's because you're actually trying to beat the bad driver allegations, you see something approaching in your headlights. Maybe not approaching, but it appears stanced up, for lack of a better term, as this horrifying creature of the abyss is sitting in the darkness as you approach. It sees you. It's seemingly reaching for a weapon, and as it stares at you, and you see it, what do you do?
Is there anyone else in the car with me?
Yes, everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody.
Weighing my options here. Hold on. You know what? Just because I think it would be fine. Oh, well, no, never mind. I'll just suddenly just slam the. I'll slam the brakes.
Okay,
Brake check.
good. Brake check. And this is where everyone else has to make a dex save to not go flying out of the window. Wear your seatbelts, kids. No, I'm kidding. You slam and slide on the brakes, and though it's a little hard to get traction, I won't make you make a driving save because your fucking perception was damn good enough that you really slamming on the brakes still pulled you there. As your tires skirt on ash and dust and that of the wheels trying desperately to stop, you slide to a stop just a couple feet away. Thankfully, you didn't run him over. Now in your headlights, you get a clear picture of what is standing before you. Bod, would you like to describe Ishin, please?
Standing before you in a wide open stance is a... The term was Oni, with chitinous plating covering his whole upper body and legs that are more like reverse jointed bug legs. He has two more antenna-like horns instead, and he is holding a sword in each hand, ready to strike out, just waiting for the car to hit him.
Wait, stop. What is that?
We
What in-
Primrose demanding that the car stops, even though they just slammed on the brakes.
I guess that's a. Never mind. She doesn't say that.
No, it's okay. That's just funny to me.
No.
I love that.
And instead, she just says, "What is that?"
Damien will kind of. I believe he was riding shotgun, so.
Yeah, you were
he's
because
like-
you were doing radio
He's-
stuff.
Use the heels of his hands to steady himself on the dashboard to stop his head from slamming into it. Steadies himself for a second. Okay. I didn't know bugs stood on two legs. Also, I'm pretty sure that's not a bug. I think that's look to Valjean. I think that's more your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's an Oni.
Liam, hearing the commotion up front, clambers up to the front, looks out the window, and says, "What in the?"
What's an Oni doing on the side of the road?
Mind you, he's just sitting there clicking his jowls and standing
Also, I
at
think
and staring
I think he
at
was
the
ready
car.
to like Eido slash that car in half.
Can I climb out one of the side windows and on top of the vehicle?
Oh god.
And because this could
Are they gonna
potentially
have-
be a threat. We don't
gonna be
know.
a
So I ready
standoff.
my weapons just in case.
Yeah, fair enough. You absolutely could, if you want to. Ishin, mind you, as this metal monstrosity has skirted to a stop just far enough away from you, and the headlights are hitting you, illuminating you and the surrounding area, you see movement from within that it's not even little, that big car that they're in, an armored vehicle actually. And if I remember, there's a fucking turret on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have an armored truck, so Prim, you could absolutely climb out. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll hang on to
If
the
that's what
turret
you
just in case.
he's just gonna
This
pop out of the
creature-
turret.
Yeah, just creature decides to attack us.
Climbing from the top is seemingly an equally metal woman who pokes her head from the very top and gets on what you would assume to be the main cannon.
Dim,
State your intention.
in the interest of diplomacy and just coming from a life or death fight, is going to roll down the window, lean out, and say, "You a bit lost, buddy?"
How do I say this? I was expecting a fight, but I have no idea what the hell you're crawling inside of.
Okay.
Let me...
It's like
Just-
I'm gonna lean back into Valjean. It's like more time fuckery. I hate this.
More time fuckery. I hate this.
What is it with these horned people coming from different times?
I don't know, man. Okay. We're gonna lean back. I was like, okay. Metal monstrosity, is a horseless carriage. It's
That sounds preposterous. How would you...
It's a
okay. Look,
it's a self-driving carriage that runs on the power of the horse rather than the horse itself. You see.
Hate you.
I think we're just going to confuse him at this. Where he's gonna pop open the door, step out, and go. Look, we're not looking for a fight right now. In fact, as a matter of fact, we just came from one. So if really we prefer not to do this.
Why have you seemingly stopped in front of us on the road? Do you want to get somewhere?
Ishin puffs essentially a big gout of smoke out of his seemingly nostrils before sheathing his two swords. He exclaims in a rather boisterous voice, "We are Ishin, and we are searching for a fight worth of our time. And it seemed that this fight is not with you."
Is this the royal we or as a plural we?
I have no understanding of what royal we is meant. We are Ishin.
Guys, I think we have another manifester on our hands. This sucks.
Yeah, I think so.
Sucks.
Do you mean to say
Is
there
he a
is
collective
multiple?
conscience?
Actually, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Are you multiple beings within a body?
I presume you could call it that. We are but two souls in one body, fighting for a challenge.
I'll give this guy a challenge, all right.
I'll give this guy
Yeah.
a challenge already.
Oh, good.
I
Okay.
need to leave.
Oh, look, Siren.
Oh,
It's like one
okay,
of your.
you're all good. Go.
Siren?
Sorry, not Siren.
I don't know who that is.
I just got back.
Good night.
Sorry, no. Have a good
Night.
rest. But no, what do you call it? Hey, Primrose. It's like one of your animes.
It's like one of your enemies.
So it is. And as soon as she says so it is, the screen, like, there's a black bar on top and on the bottom,
Oh,
like
God,
everywhere except
shudders.
for her eyes, as it, like, zooms in on her eyes as she squints and readies her blade.
Damn it.
Okay.
Primrose
Waiting.
Primrose about to beat up a confused homeless man in the middle of the street.
Okay,
Permission to treat the entity as hostile.
Permission denied.
Permission very much denied.
Aw.
Okay.
Aw.
But come on!
This is strangely karmically ironic because Ishin, as it turns out, we just fought a metal samurai. You were almost there for a foe that was on your level, I would think. How about this? You seem a little bit out of your depth in terms of where you are and when you are. I can't believe we keep doing this. Hell, they did it to me. We're going home right now. And as we are right now, we're at no lack of worthy foes. He does this with, like, air quotes. Tell you what, you want to come back with us? You can fill us in on why you're out here, and we can see about maybe getting you a worthy fight.
I guess we should also state, we are people who have manifested abilities. We assume you are the same, and thus we are of the same type.
Cut from the same cloth.
Equal footing?
Yes, equal footing.
I would scarcely say we are of, he looks at his own feet, equal footing per se, but
Oh, God.
as you've said, you have already challenged an opponent that might have been of my posse, so perhaps you will drive onto more challenges. And
That's
such, I will
That's-
gladly take up on.
That is the hope. We are on a rather precarious mission that will likely lead us into
Oh, you're a Blood Knight type. How does this sound for you? One of the greatest figureheads of the organization we're fighting. He's a dragon.
Perhaps it's a mad glimmer, perhaps it's actual excitement in this unchanging face of his, but you could quite obviously see that his multifaceted eyes shimmered for a moment.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that might.
I have
catch
heard many tales of dragons.
Hmm.
The ultimate challenge.
As it so happens, one of the chief pillars of the corrupt organization we're looking to throw down is in fact one of them. More than that, he's like us, kind of, I think. Fact is, he's a tyrant, and he's killed many innocents. I don't know if that matters to you.
What he means to say is, if you are not with us, we will run you over here and now.
That is not very much not what I said.
Isn't it?
No!
That's what I
No!
Well,
Not
what
at
we
all!
what we are saying is
I'm-
if you choose to join us, we can promise you a glorious fight that will certainly live up to your expectations. Hopefully.
And if you don't, we'll leave you be. No running over. No more threatening people. Out of nowhere.
Primrose leans over from like on top of the vehicle. She leans over like upside down to look at Damien. But
What is your
But fight!
What is your damage?
It's your.
Dad.
I'm too young to be a father.
Liam just kind of
with a child.
Liam slightly mutters to himself aloud so people immediately next to him can hear. Note to self, build an arena for Siren to spar.
Siren.
I want a sparring partner.
Right, okay. Yeah, it looks like it really seems like our weeb now has a samurai friend and has, for some reason, accrued a serious bloodlust. This is something to note.
This is something to know.
So,
Listen, I have a lot of pent up anger about the corruption that we're facing.
and we're gonna kill that corruption. You can vent your anger on them. Please stop doing it to random people we almost run over on the road.
Well, I never do it to
This
innocents.
is twice now.
Justice for all, after all.
Twice.
Why?
You are the second itinerant we have almost run over on a road very much like this. This is something of a habit at this point.
You people excite me.
That's a worrying response.
That is concerning.
So, Ishin, assuming that you are not going to try and cut us down, and Primrose is not going to try and do the same, we would like to invite you through. By the way, if I could ask, this will hopefully answer more than just one question. Where are you from?
How do I certainly explain my origins? We are from the Abyss.
Ah, okay.
Simple as.
Okay. Why don't you climb on in? You can tell us your story while we're driving. That way we can kill two birds with one stone.
We will agree to those conditions.
Wonderful. I am very, very happy about having an intact car to get back.
That's true, yeah. You almost did a second one, but it got cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
I run him over.
Okay. All right, they're gonna climb back in, shut the door, and go like, "All right, Valjean, he's apparently from the Abyss too. He's your maybe you know each other."
I'll climb back in too.
I'm just gonna look over at Damien and just gonna say, "So we all look the same to you now, huh?"
I was more inferring that you're from the same neighborhood, but if you want to make it like that, no, he looks like a bug. You look like
No.
some sort of gambling addict.
That wasn't in character, but yeah, no, that's that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
you know
I'll
what
keep that
that's
out of character as well.
Yeah, that was.
You see, he is a warrior caste. I don't fuck with that.
No, he's actually from the Abyss. He was from before the Abyss. But you know, timey-wimey bullshit aside, as it so often is.
Too old.
Ugh. He's an old man.
But yeah, no,
But I
Valjean will say though, no, he's younger.
Okay. Well, I can't say much else. Let's try and make him welcome, shall we? And try not to give him any reason to think of us as being worthy opponents of slaying. I don't know what's going on in his head.
I don't know what the fuck.
It takes a very special kind of person to walk around a deserted road in the outback and take one look at a car and go, "That's something I can cut in half."
My
I'm gonna take
antenna
a-
are sensing SARS from somewhere.
You wouldn't know.
Somewhere.
Yeah, I thought the inside of this vehicle was lined.
I'm gonna take a book, or I'm gonna take a page from Valen's book, and as this newcomer comes inside the vehicle, Primrose is just gonna stare.
Dear.
Hmm.
Speaking
Liam.
of Val,
Liam's also going to look at him, but he's going to look at him with purpose as he as he notices a very faint scan line coming over him. Liam is analyzing him.
what are you trying to analyze?
Anything.
Sure, you know what? Go ahead and do perception.
Is
Or any
this
other
some
skill
sort
that
of
you could-
attack?
No,
If
no,
it
no,
is, it
I-
won't work.
No,
Not
no, I
yet.
assure you this is perfectly harmless.
Takes one look at Ishin, scanning database. Yo.
Yo.
Yo!
So I think I have what 2d10 for this.
Most likely. If you can think of another skill that might end up actually doing something,
Yeah,
I'd
let's
be
do
more
perception.
than like a knowledge
Oh, wait.
skill or something.
Oh wait, whoops. Yeah, I was gonna try and roll the other way. Here, just so that way we can see what I rolled.
Mhm.
A 4 and a 10. Hey, 4 and a 10. Yeah.
Good. And do remember that the character sheet has a dice roller on it that automatically tracks your successes and your crits.
I'm looking at the dice roller right now. It doesn't seem to do just stats.
I don't know how to use the dice roller.
I think that Lynn had mentioned you have to click on the saving throws for those. I'm not quite sure, and she had to go, so I will poke her about that later just to confirm.
Essentially, you select what skill or ability you want to roll, and then you hit backspace whilst clicking on somewhere on the sheet, and that should or enter. Oh,
We'll figure that out. Normally, there's a little.
we'll figure that out.
Yeah. So the way that I've been able to roll is you select the drop-down menu, and then you select what you want to roll, and it will automatically roll that thing that you select. And if you need to roll it again for some reason, you can select and deselect the check.
The big thing for me is that there's no option to select a stat. It's just skills.
Oh, okay. Well, then that'll be one thing. There was a sheet update.
I mean,
that
I
Lynn
just
threw out a
filled out
couple.
the new sheet. It's 0.6.2.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will. Yep. There we go. Actually, wait. It might be 6.6.4. Lynn had to make changes. But I digress. We can get that figured out later. For now, if you can't think of a better skill to use, Liam, then we can go with that one.
Yeah. I just rolled a 4 and a 10. I'm just gonna use the familiar's cage for now, just because that's easier for me. I guess.
It's easier to pick up. It's
Yeah.
by all means. So, analyzing this creature, while you get the normal, what you would expect out of something like this, the one thing that I assume you're looking at, what I should ask in particular is, are you looking for something specific, or are you just trying to get a general rundown of this thing's like makeup? Maybe like, so how does your scanning work is really the real question, I should say.
Basically, just getting a general rundown, statistics on just general statistics, like temperature, any potential, I guess any potential like magical radiation coming off of them, things of that nature.
Fair enough. Well,
it's kind of like how when we were like using 5e before, it's kind of like him kind of using a more minor version of like a detect magic, basically.
Understandable. Well, in terms of temperature, he's very cold, but more importantly, the levels of innate magical properties is most likely what you'll be looking at. Are very wonky. Now, to be fair, this isn't entirely unfounded in the sense of you would probably know that at least some baseline of what Onis are. They're, for lack of a better term, their genetic or magical makeup is notorious for being kind of all over the place. Other than that, you don't seem to necessarily see anything out of the ordinary. It seems pretty much standard for what you would expect. It does obviously give you the anomalous readings when it begins to show some data on said creature that is now sitting beside you all. But thankfully, this is not a death laser, so no Ishin slash.
As he's doing that, and as Liam is looking at this new Ishin fellow, he's going to speak up and ask, "So, what brings you here, Ishin?"
We are looking for a worthy opponent of our time.
Have they a name?
You know the concept of worthy challenges, right?
Oh, you're looking for a specific one, or just any worthy enough one?
No, I step up. In a moment of somewhat lucidity, he simply says, "No, I genuinely just look for the most toughest fight I can get for now, seeing if I ever hit my limit to surpass. I should say."
Is there a purpose for this other than training?
It takes a moment. He puffs another bout of smoke from his face orifices before saying, "There is not really a purpose beyond spreading the name Ishin. Do you have purpose in your lives?"
Yes. We're set to dismantle this corrupt organization that has taken people's lives.
And have you chosen this path, or has this path been handed on to you?
For myself, I would say both.
Let's say that let's say fate has helped be a guiding hand in this situation, but at the same time, not something that's necessarily forced us onto the path. I think I can speak for at least a few of us that quite a few that a good chunk of us have chosen this path willingly.
As for me, these guys almost ran me over one fine day. My original purpose was as a guide for the people. Then I heard what was going on here, came back, almost got run over, found out that there was an underground organization working to dismantle a corrupt government, and I felt something of a moral obligation to pitch in.
Fate is a fickle thing.
I would say, at least for myself, I've had several purposes throughout my life. Some unwilling, some chosen, and I find myself at least fortunate enough to say that I have a choice in this. Though, to choose not to participate would be to tacitly allow what is currently happening to get worse. Namely, apparently, the council at the top getting their hands on a wish. Something that I really do not want them to have. You say your purpose is to find worthy opponents. I don't know how entranced you are with our overall moral parade, but we could use more capable fighters. And I know this is a hard pitch after we just met you, but I meant what I said when I said that we find ourselves running into a lot of very dangerous people that want us dead because we don't like the status quo.
You know, I'm not very hard to convince when it comes to a good fight, and what you're fighting seems to be a very good, tough fight.
Well, you'll direct Ishin's gaze if he'll follow his finger out the front windshield. direct it to where the city of Iris is hanging in the sky, and say, "People we're fighting, are the people in charge of that."
To rule over such a floating city must be behind some form of power, at least.
Yes, it's a very nasty one. They take the souls of those who die beneath it and use it as a fuel they burn to power it. It's built around a pillar of crystal, which is made of said souls, and many, many souls that came before the city.
All of that being used to power one of the most sophisticated metropolises on the planet.
And with the end goal of gathering enough power, as they're working on repairing it after it exploded the last time, to get that wish that I mentioned. So a very, very dangerous group indeed.
Let's just say they don't exactly like to play fair. It's a daunting task ahead of us, but it's one that we can. It's one that we can use all the help we can get.
Also, something that more than likely. I don't know exactly when you're from, because it sounds like, at the very least, from what I can tell, people who come from the Abyss tend to be of a little bit of an older vintage. Even if you don't help us, I feel a little bit obliged to tell you a little bit about what is going on there. Namely, they have the whole place under a surveillance state. They have technology that allows them to see and spy on the people and spread information in such a way that is lightning fast. They direct the narrative anytime we do something. They track our movements as best they can, and anytime they find us or discover us, they send a new experimental weapon at us. I could show you. Well, actually, no, probably be bad to go back to the scene of the crime. But if I had the choice, I might show you the burnt-out husk of the robot we destroyed. Another machine beast.
I'm pretty sure I can look through. Give me one sec. As Liam kind of presses two fingers to the side of his head, as he kind of looks around for a couple seconds before saying, "Ah, there it is." And then he leans over and from his eyes, a projection of the battle that just happened, kind of plays out from his. Yeah, it's not something I can do often. In fact, I think I forgot to stop recording.
Oh.
You've just been recording this entire time?
I got distracted.
Even the moment like we got in the vehicle and it's like if he's like sitting next to Doku and Doku's like making funny faces at him. We caught all that.
We can make an album or a collage out of that.
As Liam's showing this projection, he kind of mutters openly, "We should probably we could probably make a vid doc out of this, or a vlog."
That's something for the propaganda campaign. We can hand that off to some of the more tech-savvy people.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need a public relations team.
Of course, that means digging around inside my brain for the recordings, but
Yeah, I mean, you could probably just like offload the files and hand it to them, right?
That's true. I just need to find a plug that won't fry my brain.
Good point.
But regardless, as you can see, the fight was quite hectic.
Actually, yeah,
And
you
he,
do
and he
have
specifically makes a point to pause on the massive samurai robot.
Well, not robot. Oh wait, yeah. Oh yeah, pausing on that.
Yeah.
In a strange way, it does like yeah, when he pauses on that, Damien goes like, "Yeah, there is a frightening resemblance between the two of you."
There really
Yes,
is.
as it turns out, it's got a bit of a connection between quite a few, or at least a couple of us.
You know, it could be another one of those mechanized soldiers from the experiment that I was supposed to be part of.
That would make sense. Didn't it have a stone in its back?
Right. Actually, question, Fray. Was it
Yeah.
was it a person in a suit like a knight, or was it a robot?
No,
Like
it
there
was
was
an
no flesh.
actual. It was an actual robot. There was no flesh.
Okay.
It was much more akin to Liam's design rather than like your suit.
Ah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure the last session we had, Liam was able to glean literally some of the code that he had programmed
Right.
in this thing. Yeah.
Right. So never mind. It's part of your experiments, Liam. Not your experiments. The experiments that you were.
Yes, Ishin, there is quite a bit of complexity to at least a few of us. It's going to take some time for us to explain who we are in full.
Welcome to the van full of headaches.
Hope you enjoy your stay? He shrugs a bit.
I know not of which headaches you're speaking of. All I hear is exciting challenges.
Please don't kill me.
Oh, I won't. I will certainly kill whatever we face next.
That's
Or die
encouraging.
trying.
That's encouraging.
Certainly seems to have a good head on his shoulders. Plenty of courage. Plenty of valor.
Mhm.
Well, with that,
That's
it
something.
seems like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah, certainly something we can use more of nowadays. Yes, that was all.
Yeah. As the conversation seemingly is beginning to wind down, you guys continue to make your way back to the hideout. And at said hideout, specifically, as you pull around the dusty roads and pass through the ruined buildings, you start to notice that as you make your way in past ruined cars and damaged buildings towards the place where you normally park your vehicles, that aside from the survivors which you brought back from the prison camp just a few days prior, there seem to be more faces here. More and more seemingly building up as you get to the lid of the lab. Faces that, at least for most of you, do not recognize from said prisoner camp. They seem to have set up shop around here, and many of them are armed. As you pull your way in, many people from both buildings and the street clear way, but keep a noticeable eye on the lot of you as you approach where you would normally drop things off.
Starting to rebuild around here. Noticing all the buildings. Anybody else a little bit worried?
We're going to have this many people here. We need to be clandestine about it. We need some sort of cover.
Now,
We don't-
while
oh,
you all
wait,
begin...
no,
I'm sorry, go on. Go on.
I was working on trying to get like the plants in the area up and going. Maybe that's what drew a bunch of the people here. Probably drew some suspicion.
We are
As
going.
you-
We are.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
go
no.
on, Liam. No, it's okay. Go on, Liam.
We are going to need to worry about that distribution, though. A certain amount of plants in one area is certainly going to draw the interests of more than one different group, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
As you all are making your way into a proper, making your way through proper, 3 of these armed guards march out in front of the vehicle and raise their hand to, at least the one in the middle raises their hand as if motioning you to stop.
Wait for Valjean to run these guys over.
Valjean, do you run over these individuals too?
Why, of course.
Why, of course, just keeps driving. and combat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, there I go killing again.
Oh, there I go killing again. Just running over.
I suddenly break before Ishin's able to put on his fucking fuck. I can't think about.
Okay, that's fine. Well, you pump the brakes, and the main
Before he put on
guard.
his belt, and then I'm just gonna fucking break in. I'm just gonna send him flying through the window.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Tactical bug, go.
Go, my Hercules beetle!
Ishin, there's a big buff guy outside with 2 swords. Where?
Where?
Fuck your life. Bing
Show
bong.
me.
We just throw Ishin out. You know, we just launch Ishin out the car. We just launch Ishin out the vehicle like a big enemy, and one of us just calls out, "Fuck your life, bing bong."
Fuck your life, bing bong. As the soldiers, mind you, to put into perspective, I say soldiers very minorly. Each of them are armed, it seems with outdated Irisian technology, but it is there nonetheless, and even though they're kind of wearing scraps of armor, they aren't necessarily disorganized. It seems as though at the very least they have some semblance of a uniform, if you could really call it that. In particular, it appears as though that the junk and the things they've strapped to their bodies has just kind of taken on a similar style. And as the 3 guardsmen surround the vehicle, kind of marching and looking around, the one who was at the center walks over to the front window and just knocks on it, demanding that you kind of roll it down.
Which side?
Over on the driver's side window, but honestly, frankly, considering that it could really it could be either one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look to Valjean. Do you want to feel this one?
What did you say? Sorry.
We got a guard come up knocking on your side of the car.
Okay, then I'll slowly roll down the window.
All
Can I
right,
help?
state your business.
I'm gonna look at Dimian.
I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, cool. I can do that. Hi, sir. We're just passing through on the area. Well, can't help but notice, but there's a lot of activity here, more than usual.
Well, that's because you're moving in on our territory, boy. This is
Territory?
under new management. That's right.
Whose management?
Well, you don't know about us? Come on now.
Wait, who?
No, we don't. Please enlighten us.
You're stepping in on sublight territory, bud.
Sublight.
Be set up.
Is that the best name you guys could come up with?
Is the name Sublight recognizable?
Not really, at least not to you all. We're Isaac here, and presumably he kind of is. The name Sublight would be one that propped up on Isaac's radio broadcasts, actually, and if I remember correctly, Dimian used to tune in. The reason why this name crops up is because they were very similar to what Isaac's operation was, at least at first. But slowly they became much more militarized and focused on taking territories and expanding their operations rather than actually fighting the good fight. And Isaac didn't speak too kindly of them on his radio broadcasts towards the end there.
So they're essentially a gang taking advantage of
Sounds
just
like it.
the situation, the state of the world.
Hmm.
Anyways,
This is the last thing.
you all came in. Y'all came in at a good time. We found this settlement just a day or two ago. People needed help, so here we are.
I smell exploitation.
I'm tentative to agree. That Dimian's face goes very, very stony. So he looks to the rest of the group. He's like, there's a look in his eyes where he's like, I'm about to do something very confrontational. Somebody objects, stop me.
Primrose is already taking her katana out.
Okay.
A challenge.
Liam's
It's like, okay. Okay, so
Liam's going to look between Dimian and Primrose, and he is, for his part, he's just going to step back a bit.
Okay, so let me get this straight. These refugees that just got, mind you, rescued from captivity and a prisoner of war camp, who were here looking for peace and isolation, which we helped extract them from, you goons are coming in here and exploiting, taxing, and shaking down these people, and now you want to take advantage of us. Am I getting this correct?
There's that clear tension as your anger's building, and you hear your voice is, at this point, Dimian, and your vehicle is pretty recognizable as you see people starting to watch.
Because as
You
far as
see
I
that
can
they're-
tell, you jokesters help nobody but yourselves.
Listen, buddy, no claim on any land around here. Look what this place is.
Well, there's no claim on it.
Yeah.
Means we can do what we like too.
Not
Permission
anymore.
to treat these entities as
No,
also.
hold on, I got this. Sir, do you have
There-
a device?
Do you have a device?
A
I
device?
think he's asking.
Yes,
for
like a phone. Do you have a phone?
He just kind of looks at you because that's a very jarring question. From Dimian shouting at him just moments ago. Mind you, the guards, who are armed, are taking some precautions. They've got their hands at the ready. They're not pointing their weapons at you yet, but they're waiting for this to get worse.
Tell him what to get.
And yeah, he looks. The guard looks at you, kind of almost cross-eyed, getting jarred at what you asked, and goes, "Yes."
Cool. May I see it?
No. What
No,
the hell do you think?
And then Valjean's just there. There's like a little lamppost, a broken down lamppost, and like half of it's suddenly gonna disappear.
Okay.
How about
What
this?
are you doing?
Next time we're gonna do this, check the 5 o'clock news.
All right, buddy. You know what? I'm sick and tired of this. And
Phew!
as
I'm gonna shoot a thorn
as-
right into his shoulder.
oh my god. Okay.
I'm
I was about to say,
Damien is
man,
done
as-
with this shit.
You know, I'm gonna
as all this is going on, to I guess describe to Ishin a little bit what Liam looks like. Liam is this robotic-looking fellow with a couple of kind of wing-like projections on the side of his head, and he's dressed in like this kind of dark, kind of black and purple overcoat that kind of matches with these colors on his body. He notices the colors on Liam's body start to shift from the kind of vibrant, kind of relaxed purple into a sharp shade of red.
Okay, so that's, I think, 3 successes.
Well, considering these guys are basically mooks, that does hit. Now, there is one thing I will say. As the spike lodges into his shoulder and he grips and he goes, ah! And he falls, his gun discharges, and it does send some panic going, but as the gunfire starts, you're, hey, whoa, whoa! From the distance, as you see someone dressed similarly as the rest of these goons, albeit with a shoulder cape, which is actually not a shoulder cape, but what appears to be old drapes that he wore like a scarf. Yeah. He runs out, he kind of struts out, takes off the getup with his mask and his helmet, and he's I wouldn't say fresh-faced, but he's definitely around your age. A little dirty, a little war for wear. More importantly, half of his face is, for lack of a better term, demonicized. He definitely doesn't look good. But as he runs out, he kind of puts his hands up, and seeing the guy on the ground now bleeding, and the 2 guards who are positioned behind the vehicle pointing their weapons, he goes, whoa, 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 hey.
I'm
The
a 1
hell's
pound
going
can
on?
full of 10 pounds of angry at the moment. Your goon just tried to shake us down. Explain.
Okay. First off, and he walks on over to the soldier that you've just, or rather the goon, that you've just put a spike into, and he looks down at it, looks at you, goes, the hell are you throwing around here? Is that a tree? Ugh.
Take one
Damn
look
it.
above you. You see that tree canopy? Shit was me.
Okay, real weirdos.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
anyways.
Take one look through that window. Tell me you want to mess with that.
Okay.
I can
I
also
think
drop
we
a
gotta-
lamppost on you.
Yeah, your friend right there
Please.
made a very unwise decision right now, and I am this close.
All right. You're the weirdos they were talking about. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I told your friend here, maybe you should pay attention to the 5 o'clock news.
Okay, I'm sorry. You two, get this idiot down to the med bay.
Wait. I'm going to walk up to him. I'm going to crouch next to the man with the spike on in his shoulder. Basically, I've gotten out of the car at this point. I'm going to crouch over him and say, I don't like hurting people. But I'm in a very emotionally turbulent part of my life right now. A lot of very strange things happening. So I'm going to apologize for hurting you. But I'm only going to do so because I feel I have a moral obligation to do so. Next time, take stock of your surroundings and perhaps consider when there are better times to go get your superiors when faced with things that otherwise might be a bit over your head. And he's going to take a bud out from underneath his cape, and he's going to wring it out over his shoulder as he pulls the thorn away. I'm going to heal his wound.
Weirdos.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gonna.
you're right.
Regardless of your healing, he's gonna. The man at the helm is gonna just kind of stand up, take his hand away from his holster that he wasn't sure what you were gonna do, but seeing as though you yanked the spike out and then healed him, he relaxes a bit, stands up, and then with a steel toe boot kicks the guy on the ground on the side, goes, "You damn idiot! You're gonna get everyone killed. Go! You two take him anyways." And he turns back to the rest of the car and goes, "Y'all can go through. I'm sorry that."
May I just have my 2 cents with that person? A voice inside the car echoes.
Please no. We're.
I just want to talk with you.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
I just want to shoot him.
I just want to talk to him. I just.
I'm not the kind of person that goes throwing my name or my face around. Hell, up until a couple days ago, I didn't really have a face to throw around at all. I am not a fan of what to all outside looks is a gang muscling in on a bunch of refugees who are just trying to get by. We just got these people out of a prisoner of war camp, so I'm a little bit nettled.
Don't blame you, to be honest. It's not a good look.
Well, let me be clear. Okay, well listen, he kind of scratches at the human side of his face and as he does, he kind of tries to you see he's looking at the ground. He's trying to find the right way to describe exactly any way that this situation could look good. And he eventually just goes, listen, I don't know you. We know about you. We know. We hear things, and the people here talked. But it's not that's not my MO. I know that we've got a bit of a bad rap, but please, let's go talk. I have some explaining to do, and I have to apologize somehow.
Gonna look to the other people in the car.
Well, I think we should let them. If we don't like their explanation, then we can cut them down.
I might as well give him a grilling as Liam's colors shift back to purple again.
Personally, I would like it. I would like it if this could just be more just a misunderstanding. Because personally, we need way less conflict down here, and if we're ever going to have a chance of points up towards the city floating overhead. Taking care of that.
Agreed.
That's the goal with everybody, yeah. Anyways,
okay.
yeah.
Well, take you up on that olive branch.
Thank you. Okay. And with that, he kind of gives a little, not like a bow, but he kind of gives a little head nod and then goes, "We're stationed up in that big old hovel over there. I'll see you over there as soon as you can.
We gotta check.
I got a lot of explaining to do. Sounds good. I'm Jesse.
My name's Tim.
Hi, nice to meet you without a spike in my shoulder. Okay,
Let's keep it.
I'll see you there. And as he puts back his face covering and whatnot, he turns and goes, "You idiots! I can't believe!" And he starts shouting as he makes his way over towards the 2-story kind of disheveled building that probably didn't look good even when this place wasn't turned to dust. It definitely doesn't look great now.
And Damien's gonna open the door. He's gonna get back into the van. Gonna close it. Take a deep breath and go, I need a break. I think I'm getting way too angry.
Sounds like it.
I'd never.
To be honest,
I didn't used to be at least not for a very long time. It's part of the reason I went to the damn forest. I thought I'd gotten better than that, but here I am back in my old stomping grounds, and I'm exactly how I used to be.
Well, I mean, how old are you?
God, I didn't really keep track of my birthdays. I should be mid-20s.
Oh, you're far too young to have this temper.
I was worse when I was younger. When I was 17, 18. I just joined the Knights. I was way worse.
Yeah.
Then I left the place and I came back and I thought I'd mellow out. I thought I had a better me. Turns out it's the environment that's the problem. I think, maybe, I hope. Let's get back to base. Let's fill them in on what happened. Let's and introduce them to our new friend. I could use the dark space right about now.
Indeed.
Well, considering that you are basically in the hovel, you're not too far away from Genevieve's lab. This settlement of which you formed, now swarming with anxious soldier-looking types, are, while not threatening you, are definitely still keeping an eye on you as you move the truck back to where the other vehicles you've hidden are. And if your intention is to seek out down to Genevieve's lab, what is your intention? Who do you want to speak to first is what I should ask.
Mm. Well, I mean, when we get down there, I don't know if we can, like, get the figureheads together for a quick debrief. Like, Genevieve, Donnie, whoever.
I mean, they are usually down there. If that's the intention to where you all want to go, is that where everybody wants to go? I assume so.
That's,
Yes.
Yeah. Depends on what
Yeah.
you want.
Well, with that in mind, then, you make your way over to the sewer cover. The good 2-minute walk it takes to get back. Not necessarily a very difficult one, but as you open the hatch, you notice that there is a eerie silence from down there as the hatch opens up, and in fact, there is no light at this current bit. The question is, who is descending down into the dark first?
I can.
Okay. Prim, as your metal feet touch the rusty metal ladder, and that sound begins to echo, and you climb lower, and you climb lower, and you climb lower, eventually, it feels as though you hit not a wall, but as if your body passes through something, though you can't really necessarily feel it on your skin. Once you get to your head, you can feel almost as if there's a breeze hitting your face. And then once your eyes come into focus, you realize that you pass through some sort of threshold as the laboratory is lit up again, and you can hear, "I'll just keep your eyes on it. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Just keep your eyes right there. Whoever's coming oh!"
Can I?
Uh,
I was gonna say, can I sneak?
You could try to sneak if you want. I don't know how you're gonna be able to sneak after hearing dink, 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 dink down the ladder, and you are in a glowing suit with one entrance. But you're welcome to, I guess, try.
Okay. Oh, there's a drop down list on the dice roller. I selected stealth, and that's all you do to roll.
Yep. When you do that and then you click into a different cell, it should automatically roll it.
It
Okay.
also should just potentially automatic roll. Who knows?
It says 2 success, 2 crits.
Oh,
I'm
okay. So
confused.
that means no. That's great. So it doesn't tell you the amount you roll. It literally just tells you how many of those actually succeeded. So, like how we have the dice roller in here, where it's like, oh, good. You got 4 6s and 1 10. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 successes. What this dice roller does is it doesn't show you the roll. It just says, I rolled these numbers for you, and out of all of them, this is how many were 6 through 9, and this is how many were 10s.
Okay.
It just gives you the result. It's really nice, actually.
I see.
Yeah, so right there, you got 2 crits, 2 successes, so that's actually, in total, at 6. That's pretty good. Well, while sneaking isn't necessarily an option on the ladder, Prim, you are able to grab a hold of the small tunnel that leads down, and that small tunnel, you may be able to spider crawl your way down by pressing your feet and your hands to the side as you descend deeper, but there's no way to avoid their line of sight. they eventually you will have to touch the ground, and they are all looking at it from what you can hear in their voices.
I just stand there and say, I'm sneaking. You can't see me.
I mean,
And then I look up like the tunnel from the ladder that I descended to the rest of the party and go,
You
"Alright,
cannot
you
see
can
them.
come down." Well, I don't care if I can see them. I'm just gonna, shout up to them and say, "You can all come down."
The party, you hear nothing. Primrose has just vanished into the darkness.
Oh, I hear like nothing from the outside anymore?
Yeah, no, you can't hear anything. And likewise, the party, you can't hear her at all.
Okay. I just ignore that and go to talk to um
Yeah, so you got into
what
the
is
base of the ladder,
Cowboy
yeah?
Man's name again?
Donnie?
Donnie. And
Yeah.
Donnie and Val.
Well, so here's the thing. You hit the bottom of the stairs, and you see several faces, in fact, in the basement. Donnie is there, but you are also met with the blonde teenage trio, or rather I guess they are all mostly teenagers at this point. Some of them are like 10, but regardless of that, the triplets rather of Millie, Billy, and Thomas, who of which are all sitting there watching you all curiously, along with Donnie, who is looking at them, but flanked by both Genevieve and
That's what I meant, not Val. Genevieve
no, I
already
know what you
there,
meant.
I
It's all
guess.
good. It's all good. Genevieve is there as well, and as you descend, Primrose, the guns that Donnie had trained on you, along with Millie, who was holding her own. Mind you, she is still 15 with a large pistol. They go, oh, hi, Primrose.
I see. Bold of you to assume that would have stopped me.
This is the moment where
Additionally-
I just appear behind Primrose.
Just jumps down the hole.
Nothing personnel.
And I say, we have a new friend? Question mark.
Okay, real question, Ishin. Are you actually just saying fuck it and diving into the abyss pit? Because that's really
Yes.
funny. You...
Can I?
As we're
The
looking
guns
down
would
the
probably
pit and
fucking shoot him then, because they don't know who he
Liam
is.
and
I can
as
try.
Liam's kind of looking down the hole, he just kind of ponders openly and just kind of, or I guess yeah, ponders openly. Did they put some kind of dampening field in the shaft?
I'm worried that they might have been found out, and I don't know.
Let me just go check.
You might want to wait on that one, Chief. That's
I don't
don't
think
worry.
you can stop him at this point, Damien.
I'm rather durable.
I assume this happens
I'd
right
ra-
as Primrose says, "We have a new friend?" Question mark, and then a stranger comes into the basement.
just slams into the ground.
okay. Yeah. Ishin, I get you're very proud of your durability. One thing though, last time we had the guns go off in an enclosed space, we lost some very valuable equipment.
All right, I will take it slow then. I will still go in though.
Good, fair enough. As you descend once more, as Prim did, you go from hearing absolutely nothing to hear the robot woman down there explaining herself just a little bit and having a conversation. Looking up, you can see nothing, but as you pass through that inky veil, you go on down to hear the ew, ew, what is that? Ew!
This is the moment where I forgot to mention that I'm like, what, 7 foot tall?
Yes!
Hunched
Yeah.
over in some definitely not for 7 foot tall people designed tunnels.
Yeah, no, you're squeezing in, and suddenly this bug monster crawls down from the top and stands behind Primrose, and you're, ugh! Well, I don't see Oni every day. That is something, absolutely. It's gross! He's gross! Ew, Primrose, what is that?
This is Ishin.
We are Ishin.
Meanwhile, up on the surface, Dim is handing
Yep.
Liam a length of vine. Is like, I'm gonna go down there. If I'm dead, you won't feel anything. If it's safe to come down, I'll give it a couple tugs.
All right, sounds good.
If I'm dead.
And he's
It was
like,
nice knowing you, Mr. Damien.
it's been an honor. He's gonna salute him and then jump both feet first down as his cloak will flutter out.
Breaks his ankles.
Yeah, Dex save? No, absolutely.
Nope. Between the vine and his cloak, he's able to slow his descent down the shaft.
Yeah, absolutely. It's also not that far. I mean, it's definitely a good couple feet down, but yeah, no. Either way.
And then
And,
fucking Gmod death sound crunch.
Beep, beep, beep,
Dee-dee-dee-dee.
beep.
Although I think that would be more Primrose. She's got the actual like life
That's
monitor
true.
stuff. But yeah, I guess for me it would be more like Minecraft death sounds. Ooh,
Boom.
hits the ground.
we all did it at the same time.
we have shared trauma.
The
This is
shared
the
brain cell.
Not
As
shared
he,
autism.
He touches down, turns around, sees the children with guns trained on Ishin, and then he starts rapidly tugging the vine.
Liam is also going to hop down.
I'm gonna. Primrose is gonna
Pencil
turn to
dive down.
Genevieve and say, I want a sparring partner. Can we keep it? Like she's asking to keep a pet, referring to Ishin.
Does it agree?
Looks at Ishin.
Well, Ishin, do
I'll
you
say-
agree?
I'll say for him, yeah.
Yeah.
Stop stealing man. Meow.
Okay.
That is a fair point, though. He does have to consent to being your sparring partner.
Yes, I just figured I'd ask Genevieve since she and her husband seem to be in charge of things
It's
around
bad.
here.
She told me no 9 times, honey. Trust me, I've been trying. All right, well.
What? I refuse to accept this.
Mind your own business, young lady. That is not your issue. I'll tell you what is your
Yeah.
issue, though. We'll find a good place for you two to spar if you like. See if, He kind of looks up Ishin and says, it seems about, she considers it for a moment. Seems to roll a sentence through her mouth as she, contemplates saying it and says, you seem about the measure of what Primrose seems to be yearning for. Okay. I'll tell you
It
what.
is tall, made of metal, and able to withstand multiple damage. Multiple cuts.
More than that, I think he might actually be able to teach you a little bit about that media you so love.
Yes.
Media.
Oh, she's on multiple occasions during previous outings with her, she's fancied herself a little bit of a warrior of the blade, if you will, and she's uttered a few choice sentences. I'm sure you could teach her while you're sparring and comparing swords.
Yes. I
She's a
studied
course
the
of bill.
blade.
Yeah,
She's a Corson.
she's a course of
Course
it.
of-
Although I don't know if we're settling with the idea that Elvish is Japanese.
Honestly, it's really funny.
It is very
It's
funny.
Is an elf.
really funny.
Yeah, that would make the deciding factor between whether she's a weeb or not. But yeah, she's it's like, honestly, I don't have any trouble with you guys sparring. It's probably best we find either an empty room here in the bunker, or we find you a good sandlot or something outside to do it.
I could send you both into my realm, and you guys can fight to your heart's content.
Perfect.
Depends. Do you have any arenas in your realm?
Right.
I can make one.
Ishin,
Okay.
something to know about Valjean here. He's from the same place you are, though he's older, and he has the ability to. I believe that the best description would be to shunt things into another space.
Close enough.
A powerful shaman, then.
Yes.
And Valjean's actually lived with the Oni for kind of like a tiny bit, or at least been around them for a bit. So I was gonna say it just in the Oni language. Oh, you know it.
Oh, you know it. God damn it.
So, yeah, you said you were like something like a warden or a keeper or something.
Jailer.
Jailer, that was it.
Yes. From what he's told me, it's definitely something of that ilk.
Yeah, he used to mind a big jail back where the abyss now is. So he knows your but at least the history of your spot in the world if you're ever curious about that. So, yeah. To which Wiggle, Genevieve will. God, it's two people. I think Dimian's gonna shut up for the time being.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what?
it's totally fine.
Primrose
Yeah, Vaughn,
pipes
I
up and
should have
says,
clarified.
have
I
Dimian
should
and
have.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Junebug. Vaughn, I should have clarified. Genevieve is Quest's old character from the previous game, and I've decided to let Genevieve continue to be played by Quest because Quest did so well, and we all love Genevieve. So
Yes.
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I should have clarified. Junebug, you can continue. I apologize.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, you know, Dimian and Genevieve, you guys should really, get along since we're all on the same team. It'd be interesting if you guys could compare notes and talk.
I don't know. I'm not sure I really like her very much. She was one of the researchers behind the night program. Then
Genevieve, what do you say to this?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, that is pretty
I
fair.
did have
Dimian,
I did
your
have a
rebuttal?
hand in ruining quite a few lives.
Are you trying to play matchmaker right now?
No, I'm trying to get the person to have a conversation with himself. Because I think it's funny.
Go fuck yourself.
Listen, Genevieve. If it's any consolation, don't worry. You're not the only person who tried to play God.
Yeah, we all paid for it. So,
Yes,
that
I
said,
should know.
I'm glad to see you're all alive after hearing at least a little bit about what went on over there. Did you guys manage to get your hands on any supplies?
I believe we did. Did we not?
I
You
don't
all
remember
did.
actually.
I
So
do not
you
count
guys
as
managed-
supplies.
I do not count as
No, but you are.
supplies.
You're
You're among the plus ones.
She walks up to him and then tentatively puts a gentle hand on his arm and says, "No, but you are a surprise."
I do not know how to take this.
What, the gentle contact or the pun?
Yes.
You're gonna do great here.
You're gonna do great. Hey now, don't be stepping on my lady now, though, friend. I don't
It's
take.
okay. I've been exposed to quite a few weird things, Donnie. I'm not into that, and I'll leave that to Primrose.
No good.
I
What does that
do not
mean?
know how to take that. I have no
What?
interest in.
I am confused.
You two are just two peas in a pod. I love this.
Well, anyways, aside from all that, also to remind you all, you did get some supplies. Admittedly, not as much as you would have liked. A lot of it ended up getting yanked underground, and that wasn't what was already taken. You guys did get, I would say, a couple of days of terms of rations and food. More importantly, you did end up bringing home some of the things that Isaac had collected, though you hadn't really gotten a chance to look it over last session. You had found radios and electronic equipment and generally just scrap that could be useful. Couple of weapons as well that Isaac had stashed, pretty much on the same par with what the Sublight gang over here does have as well. Probably a little worse for wear because it hasn't been maintained and has been sitting in a box in a hole in the ground. But you did get something. Not as much as you would have liked, but you did get something. All right, I was talking with Donnie. My apologies. Jesus Christ. He goes, well, whatever y'all got, y'all can bring it around. Probably not over here. We're running out of space real quick. But well, we've been working on some things in the background, and as it turns out, well, as our little Millie here is getting real proficient with her magic, and I gotta say, it's coming in handy since they didn't find us yet. I guess they
So that's what that was.
I guess yes, yeah. We've been working on it, and Millie kind of puffs out her chest a little bit and goes, "I'm helpful."
Yeah, you're real helpful. I remember when you used that on me to try and shank me in the neck.
Well, you were trying me. And, you know, as it is, I can't allow anybody to step to me. But
I
I
like
forgive
this one.
you.
I'm going to respect that, but at the same time, I need to put down a firm foot and say, don't ever try that on me again.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Good girl.
Yeah.
It just immediately deflates.
Yeah, no,
It's just
it's like, very good. However, if at any point anybody ever tries to actually threaten you, if you have any enemies that come through the area, abuse that power maliciously.
I will. I'll be happy to do so.
Good girl.
Isn't that right? And then she looks over to Billy, who had, from your last encounter, been staying down here because he started hearing and having strange dreams. He was one of the ones that Dr. Victor Torsen had been experimenting on, along with the other two patients who are still in the back room. Well, only two of them are in the back room. Zeed, if I remember his name correctly, the farmer, he is not here anymore. He's been up, but the lemon kids here, along with Genevieve and Donnie, seem to be. And with that, Donnie kind of gives Millie a pat on the head and goes, "Well, it's because of her that they ain't found us. And not a lot of people were real keen on climbing down into a dank, dark pit that they couldn't see the bottom to. Had no idea where they were going, so they didn't even come a-looking."
That's amazing.
That's good.
Anyways.
Additionally,
Oh yeah, go on.
just to give you an update, this new friend isn't the only thing we encountered. We also encountered a gang. They seem to be keen, or at least from what we understood of the situation and our interaction with them, on exploiting refugees.
Sublight, they call
Y'all-
themselves.
Yeah, y'all are talking about the people who moved on in upstairs, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the same
Had
thing.
a stern talk with them. Apparently, one of their, I think it's supposed to be an officer, wants to apologize and also talk things out.
Well, that is shocking.
I don't really trust that, but I suppose we'll see where it goes.
Personally, I don't know whether to trust them or not. The optimist in me wants to believe that if we can, at the very least, put aside any sort of conflict for long enough, we can take care of the problem above before we worry about our problems here.
Well, you're probably wrong about that, but I mean, I've kept clear on the radio. I mean, from what we brought in, I usually keep pretty solid on it. They got their own comms channel. They've been talking. When they came on into our frequency, I've been keeping an eye on them, and Donnie will kind of start, like, he'll reach into his back pocket and like wave around a walkie-talkie and go, "I was throwing them off for a couple of days just to see what they would do, but you know, eventually they done cut my contact, so I just could only listen for a little bit. They moved in just yesterday. They finally done found us, but when they did, well, they moved in pretty quick.
Yeah,
It sounded like they were running from something."
that's worrying.
Running from something.
I thought it was because they saw the refugees huddled around here. If they're running from something, that's our next thing that we need to worry about, probably.
That's why we done stayed down here. It was lucky we had the kids down here with us, but we ain't left. Ever since they were up there, we couldn't leave.
That sounds urgent, because if that whatever's chasing them follows them, they might come down on top of the refugees.
Well, like I said, we don't know what. They didn't feel too keen on talking about it over comms,
Now
but
I know what to ask them when we go meet with them.
some information will be good. Y'all get anything else?
Oh yes, we had an encounter with some of the forces of the Iresian government, including a particular what was it? A particular experimental mech of theirs. I actually have some of the telemetry and recording data from it. I even have a whole video recorded of it.
That's weird. I mean, I know that
What's
they were
even stranger is evident.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, go
Go
ahead.
on. No, go on.
Evidently, It also contains some code that I programmed.
Well, now that is concerning. I mean, how long ago was it that you were working for the Irisian Brass there, Liam?
15 years ago. Back when I was not this, motions to himself.
Well, that don't make no sense. That'd be pretty outdated by now. No offense, I don't mean to call you a rust bucket, but
No,
you're-
no. See, what I'm thinking is they must have dug up the code and they must have dusted it off and maybe done some modifying. I mean, clearly they've done some modifying. If they're able to fit into a large-sized mech like that, clearly they're implementing in other ways.
Mm.
Ways I dare not think of.
Now I should clarify that thing was human-sized.
Oh,
Yeah, but even then, a mech is still a suitable example of what it was. Donnie will kind of look and go, if they're repurposing code, that means they either found something interesting or they're really desperate. And I really don't suspect that they're desperate, considering where we are right now, living in a hole, and well, they're still floating high in the sky. Why would they do that?
well, it wouldn't be outside of the realm of possibility for them to repurpose old research. You know, it's there. They still have it. Why not use it?
Well, the thing had a transmitter, right?
Yes.
Maybe they were doing it to test us, get an idea of what we're capable of, and then send it back, and do so by sacrificing something that in their minds might be a little bit outdated or expendable.
Which means they could potentially use that telemetry data to modify existing models.
Specifically to fight us.
Exactly.
Mm.
I don't like that.
You said you got a transmitter from him?
We did, yes.
And it's hard.
Interesting.
Got a crystal.
Donnie's eyes kind of go up a little bit when you say a crystal, and then he looks over to Genevieve.
She looks back at him.
Way ahead to go. Yeah.
Oh,
No.
oh, okay. Yeah, he's probably exhausted.
Yeah, it's been a rough one for those two, so I'm not too shocked.
She's gonna look back at him, raise her eyebrows, and go, guess that's my field of expertise.
That it would be. Though, the only issue is if they done brought a crystal back, we ain't got the technology that we need to bring it on in.
That stuff's kind of borked.
Yeah, well, on the plus side of things, at the very least, we can give it a look. I don't have the means to necessarily... I don't really have the means to necessarily shape one, but, and scan it. I think when you done went back into the lab, Genevieve, you had found one of them scanners for them crystals, yeah?
This is the lab where we found Liam, right? Yeah, I think we did.
Mm.
That was the one.
I
That was the
think-
one underneath the hospital, though.
I think I recall that vaguely.
Well, there ain't no getting back to them now, that's for sure. At least not yet. But, give me a couple of days. I can at least check this transmitter. Jenny, you can go ahead and take a look-see on whatever this crystal is. Let me see that right quick, if y'all don't mind.
Rug? It's not him that grabbed it. In fact, it's Doku.
Step, 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 step.
Yeah.
Take from the child. Step, 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 step,
Like
step.
taking candy from a Doku.
No, don't. I got this fair and square. It's mine.
Yeah, no.
No candy from-
Anyways. Donnie kind of takes the little shard. Rather, the transmitter. I assume you all didn't take the crystal out of the transmitter. So when he looks at the transmitter and he sees that sees its makeup and how it was kind of yanked out of its back, he's almost aghast.
And
But then,
Doku took a joyride on it, and then he ripped it out of its back shortly before things were happening.
You know, I'm starting to see a pattern that Doku likes to climb on things that he don't really know
Flying
what to do
things.
about after. Flying things. Well, and he kind of he lowers down
That boy
almost
didn't
like a
lie.
jeweler's monocle. Yeah, almost like a jeweler's monocle as he the magnifying glass kind of gets in and he's looking a little closer and then he looks to the crystal and he goes, "Oh, that's weird."
Ready for your thoughts?
Well, it's been shaped. It's not like Valen. Valen was kind of raw. Her crystal that's cowering her, that's untempered, but well, this is kind of similar to the research that I done worked on before I left the program myself. But who would break one of these? I'm gonna need some more time thinking about that one. Jenny, it's all yours.
It's broken. That also begs the question, where's the rest of it?
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking, but it's still enough to power something. And I don't know who or what could be kicking around in there, but it's something. Jenny, I'm gonna leave this to you. I'm gonna take the transmitter bit. I'll get this separated, and he'll kind of give a little like head nod and a bow, and then kind of make his way to the back room. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna head on over and get this going. Kids, y'all ain't allowed to leave until they come on back and let us know that they ain't gonna take nothing from us. And the kids kind of and they march into the back room as they wait again.
Yeah, like Genevieve is like she's holding onto the crystal, is like watching him go. Gives him a little wave as he goes, and then Dimian in the corner is just gonna chuckle and go, "It's that already."
Before they actually go into the back room, can I go up to Millie?
Yeah, you're welcome to. They're groaning and dragging their feet with the of a teenager.
Primrose will go up to Millie and like kind of pat her on the head and say, "You guys are doing a really good job here. I want you to know that."
We know.
And your
Thank
of course, your newfound magical abilities are actually impressive. And for the record, and she kind of leans in and kind of whispers just so Millie will hear, if you ever feel like shooting Dimian again, I fully support you.
Why? What did Dimian do?
Not like that, just in a funny way.
Oh, stab.
Oh, shank.
Stab. Yeah.
Right.
I'm worried that he'll stab me, but okay, I'll try. I'll keep him on his toes. That's probably the best way to keep him
Dimian's
going.
leaning
Grow
in the
power.
corner, like a 1 foot up, his arms crossed, and he's glaring.
On second thought, I don't think I'm going to do that. Bye, Primrose.
And then she just
Bye-bye.
she makes her way back.
Just as she's going, he's gonna mouth.
Roll initiative? No, I'm kidding.
He's like, I kill a child.
Today's the day I kill a child.
I complete my circle
Yeah, no.
of war crimes. I become a true knight of Iris.
You become a true knight of Iris. You've committed a war crime.
I commit police brutality against a child. Yes.
Anyways, with that,
While this is going on, Liam's going to approach Genevieve and ask her real quick. Say, do you know if you or Donnie have any low yield cables around? Do you? I need some to transfer some of the data I got from the battle, and also from the mech.
Low yield cables. I mean, sure. I think we got some like ratchet belts and stuff we use for transportation. If you need those.
Yes, yeah. I just don't want to put too much strain on this poking at his head.
You know what? Yeah, Donnie's definitely the expert when it comes to fixing machines up. Definitely want to give him a poke in that case. I can't help you too much with that. I was more of a biology with a wetware kind of girl. But
not to worries.
probably get you a couple of cables.
Yeah, not to worries. I'll make it work. Thank you, though. And he'll be off.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe that she just kind of like considers for something else. She takes the crystal and recedes back into her own little workspace.
With that being said, I think the last little bit of conversation will wrap up before we wrap session because a lot of people couldn't make it today. I don't want to go too far, but I think if you'd like, we can get this set up for the next one. Would you rather have the conversation with Sublight's leader now, or would you like to save that until next time?
Later.
That is entirely up to you all.
I would like to wait.
That's fair. Completely understandable. Yeah, we
Yeah.
ended up losing quite a bit of people here along the way. Lynn is dying. Oh, Lynn is tired. Peppy's dying because his schedule's screwed, and Vera has a headache. So this was a decent first session. Don't worry, Vaughn. Combat will happen. I
Yes.
you.
With
So
me.
I'm gonna
Depending.
fight this. I'm gonna fight this car.
Mm.
Like fucking.
Hey, depending on things, the combat may happen next session if we end up going after whatever is chasing out those sublight.
We'll have to see. But thank you all for playing again. I missed playing with you guys, so this was good.
course.
I'm excited for
Oh, yeah.
excited for next session. Hopefully more people can attend. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Thank you for being here with us, Vaughn. I'm really looking forward to actually properly getting into Ishin and also getting into combat because he will add a new layer of strategy that I'm really looking forward to.
Mm.
So that'll be good. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you all for being here. I have nothing else. I will see you all, well, sooner. But and for anybody watching as well, thanks for stopping by. Okay, bye.
Thank you very much. Oh, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Answer out. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.